Hey, what's going on guys, G1X here, and today we're taking a look at SH Figuarts Batman Injustice from Gods Among Us. Now, that's a video game. I've never played it just because I've never been good at fighting video games, but this is a pretty cool figure, and as soon as I saw that this was revealed, this is something that I definitely wanted to pick up. Would I pay $45 to $55 for it again? Maybe not. That's why I'm going to go ahead and get into this review, so I can show you all the accessories it comes with, the articulation, some things that are a little bit disappointing. I wish they would have done a little bit more, especially with that price point. But overall, I think it's a pretty cool figure. I do love that face, man. He does have two different faces, as you can see, that armored up looking one, and we'll get a better look at it here in a second. But that one is the one to display it with, in my opinion. Just because here's the other one here, and you can see Batman there. If we can get focused on him, it's pretty plain looking. I know the bat suit is kind of plain anyway, but with this face, you wish that there would have been a little bit more detail on it. Also with the eyes, they're just kind of like little black pupils, like staring up in the sky, so you'd have to kind of tilt them down, and then you can't see it very well. This is sharp right here. There's a lot of sharp points on this figure, so sharp there. Also, these little gauntlets, they're very sharp. I mean, they will definitely puncture you, so don't set this on a shelf around where your kid can get it, because they will hurt themselves and probably break your figure. But there's that other head. We'll take a look at the other one here in a bit. He does come with, let's see, what is it? Quite a few fists here. So he has the open grappling hands that you see him here with. He also has some closed fist that you see right there. So not much to him. Then he also has these like little holder fist, and you can see that it comes with two batarangs as well, so it's not too bad. And then he also has another hand so he can hold his little grappling gun here. And you can see that there's like some armor pieces here on the hands as well, so that's pretty nicely detailed. You can see that there's some gray paint here on this thing going around, even the trigger, and this hand seems to hold this pretty well. The only problem is it comes with these two attachments. One, this is kind of like a little, wire bendy thing. So I think that's cool. That's nice. I'm glad it's not like a string or something. That would have been kind of cheap. You can see that it also has some gray paint, some of that metallic gray paint here at the edge, which is pretty nice looking. And it's supposed to have a thing at the end here. As you can see, there's something lodged in there. I have no idea how to get that out of there, but it's what was the end of this, and you're supposed to, that holds just like so, and he can use that like he's firing. I think that's a great idea. The only problem is, I took it out, and like there was no glue holding it in. If there was, it wasn't very tight, and I'm like, how do I fish that sucker out without damaging anything? I can't figure it out, so that's a problem. And I was like, well, maybe I can shove this one on top of it. Yeah, then that one doesn't fit. So, but you're supposed to be able to have either that one or this one fit in there, and it would kind of look like that. And this also has some nice silver metallic paint on it as well. So, cool idea. Just, wish I could let somebody get that little thing out of there. But maybe I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll just leave it alone, because I don't plan on displaying them with any of that stuff anyway. But the figure, I mean, this is, I like the way that his armor's done. And I also like the way that he's designed. Now, I've never been a big fan of, even though I like Arkham Asylum and all those video games, all those Arkham games, Batman is just like too like buff. Like it looks like Bane or the Hulk tried to cram into a Batman outfit, and he's just like over muscular. And I'm not really into that type of Batman, because my favorite's always been the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton style Batman. Just kind of simple, he's got like a bulletproof vest, everything else is rubber, and he's good to go like that. This one, on the other hand, though, I thought wasn't too bad. He doesn't look like he's been juicing or anything like that. He doesn't look like the SH, or not the SHR Figuarts, but the Play Arts Kai. They're a little too muscular, in my opinion. This one is fine, though. I like it. There's also some nice detail here. We'll kind of zoom in there to the top. You can see there's some nice metallic paint up here on the shoulders, on the little body armor pieces, on the legs, down here as well. And, I mean, just look at that head. That head is, oh, man, that's so cool looking. And that's one of the things that made me want to really buy this figure. I mean, just look at that head sculpt. That's my favorite part about the figure. Seriously, if it didn't come with that and it was only this head, then I'd be like, dude, I wouldn't even buy it. I have no, like I said, I didn't play the game, so I have no idea if he uses this head or it's in the game, but man, that's awesome. And he's got like a nice like metallic blue in there, as you can see. That's silver. And then, you know, this, whatever this other color is, kind of a goldish color. I like that too. Now, one of the problems that I had with this figure, or at least mine, this little cape thing, and let me go ahead and take this out. You got to be really careful with it. One, the fact that it's not rubber. So, you know, if you wanted to... Okay, let me go ahead and show you this right here. This comes where you're supposed to assemble it, and there are this piece and this piece, and then you have these two little pegs that are connected to this, and the two little holes that are on this little bracket, and you press down on them. Well, I would suggest getting something in there to kind of pry it off. I try to take this off very slowly, very carefully, but it ended up, let me see. You see how one broke off in there? So that's a problem. But as far as the articulation for these things, you know, this part of the cape can bend back and forth. They can also bend in and out as well. So get that back on there. Hopefully it doesn't break the other one. I'm going to show you with this one just because it's a little bit more durable. So you can bring it out like you'd want, but then you have a gap there, which is a little silly. And if you wanted to kind of bring it in, that's about as most you can bring it in, you know, behind them. So you're always going to have these little things coming out. You know, it doesn't look too bad, but if you wanted to just kind of change it up, you need to take, which don't really want to do it, but you'd have to take these two sections off. Like you already saw, you can take that one off. I just don't want to risk breaking it again, so I'm going to leave it like this. That way he only has this one centerpiece of the cape. So that way if you wanted to just have it like he was just, you know, droop behind him like that, just the one piece, it won't look too bad. Wish that it was just a little bit easier to, instead of this plastic, to kind of bring it in, or at least these corners, or came with more of these even. That would have been a nice little touch, instead of the little broken grappling gun thing. But it's got a nice paint to it. You can definitely see that there's kind of like a wash to it, kind of like a, I don't know what that is. Maybe kind of a bluish wash or a black wash on top of the black. Not really sure, but it's different than the inside here. Or you can even see some kind of wash in there. So not too bad as far as the cape. Again, you're going to connect that and that. This little peg right here will actually fit on his back. And then you have these three little pieces, which are just kind of weird. They just set up there. But we'll go ahead and put that back on. And you can see that those just set on the side. As far as articulation, the head, it does have a ball joint here at the top. So right there, it does move. But then you can see that the neck, it's actually moving as well. So you can get quite a bit of posability there with the head, the neck. Then with the shoulders, these little armor flaps, they go up and down. They are connected to the arm, but these will go in and out, just like so. They'll rotate. This will just stay there. He does have a bicep cut, so you can see that. The elbow does bend in and out. Whenever you look at the back part of it, it's a little bit ugly, but you definitely see the joint. Then the gauntlet here actually rotates. The elbow, you know, it doesn't like bend right here. So you do have the bicep cut. No bend at the elbow, or just right there. It doesn't rotate though, but you do have a rotation here at the gauntlet to kind of make up for that. So you can still get a nice little pose. With the hands, they do pop on and off, obviously, to put the other hands on there. But this has a joint where it moves back and forth. This spins around and, you know, it rotates right there. So, and you know what? We'll take the cape off just so it's a little bit easier to look at. All right, with the chest here, you can see that you got a bend right here. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is it's completely hollow throughout here. It's a very light figure. Like whenever I pick him up and I pick up the Boba Fett, this guy, even though I believe that he's got like some metal joints in here, he should be quite a bit heavier than this guy. They're about the same, or this guy's maybe even a little bit heavier. But he does have the joint where he does bend back and forth here, and you can see that he rotates at the waist as well. So that'll rotate, and then this kind of rotates a little bit. So you can get some nice turns in there. With the belt section, it's connected here to the back, and nothing in the front here. So whenever you kind of bend them back, you can see that there's, all this is showing, unless you kind of try to keep the belt down. But there, again, there's some nice paint on the belt as well. It's hard to do a black figure, but you can see the different colors or shadings in black and what's shiny and not. With the legs, they're actually quite funny. You can pull them out like so, which that's, you wouldn't display them standing straight up like that. But if you wanted to use it to where you could bend it back and then kind of position the leg again, or you wanted to pull this forward and then kind of shove it back in there, that's so you can get some of those nice poses. Otherwise, if they were just shoved all the way up into the socket, then they weren't going to be able to bend very much, like we saw in the promo pictures. But they also do rotate as well on that joint in the hip. Then you can bend here at the knee quite a bit. And then at the foot, this section right here stays with this part right here. So you can see that it's connected there and it's not connected to the foot. But the foot can bend back and forth. It can also rotate in, so you can get some of those wide or super wide stance. And then the toe bends all the way up as well, which is, so I guess if you're going like that, that way he's going to be able to position himself however he wants. Now, I wish it would have came with a stand. I don't believe it has a stand. I didn't grab it either way. No. But I mean, it's decent, but for the price, I kind of expected more, especially with the cape. I wish the cape was a little bit better. I wish we would have got a couple other pieces here to the side for the cape, so that you could display it without these things out here, where it was just kind of draping behind him. I think that would have made it look a little bit better, but overall, it's decent. I got this problem with this thing. That's probably just mine. It seems like I'm always, having the problems with some of these figures. And I'm really careful with them. I've got tons of figures, but, I wanted to make sure that I'll let you guys know about this. I definitely watch some other reviews of this figure as well. See if they have any of the same problems. See if they touch on any of the same stuff as well. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoy. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.